Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and it is now April, which means we have a new seasonal game mode. It is Season of the Viper. So in the new seasonal game mode, whenever a unit is damaged by another unit or itself, give the damaged unit bleeding with a duration equal to the damage amount. So if you damage a unit by 2, it gets 2 bleeding. If you damage a unit by 1, it gets 1 bleeding. Similarly, whenever a unit is boosted by another unit or itself, you give the boosted unit vitality with a duration equal to the boost amount. So if you give it 1 boost, then you get 1 vitality. If you give it 2 boosts, you give 2 vitality, and so on. And the important thing to note here is it's whenever a unit is affected by another unit or itself, which means special cards which boost or damage aren't going to trigger that effect. Or leaders, for example, aren't going to trigger that effect. With that said, we are running a Queen Meve deck, and Meve, she can be used to boost a allied unit on cooldown too. So this boost isn't going to give us vitality, but it's going to give us survivability for some of our cards, which is very useful because our cards are going to kind of play into one another quite well. Now, in this deck, I am running our good friend here, Portal. Summon a random unit with 4 provision costs from your deck on both sides of this card. And we do actually have 2 Tridem Infantries, and they are the only 4 provision cost cards. So Portal is going to pull both Tridem Infantries out the deck. And these guys, whenever this unit receives a boost, damage a random enemy by 1. So when you boost this, it gains vitality, if that boost comes from another card. And then it also triggers an effect where it damages an opponent by 1, which also adds 1 bleeding. So this is very good bang for your buck in terms of these cards. And I was originally running Avalac to target draw the Portal, but I've actually found that you don't necessarily need it, so that is something that I changed in favor of some different cards. Geralt Erden is, unsurprisingly very good here. Restore all units on a road to their base power. So if your opponent's boosted their units really high, you just reset them. And I think this is a really powerful card in this game mode. We have Geralt of Rivia to destroy an enemy unit with 8 or more power. If they've got things that are boosting and getting very big, we can also use Geralt for removal. Naneki, Order, boost a unit by 1, charges 3, so again, boosting, triggering into vitality. We can use that, say, on the Tridem Infantry, which is pretty good. We actually have a couple of locks in this deck. I've got Margarita, and I've got Dorogaray. These are effectively both 8 provision cost, 5 strength units that lock. Margarita has charges. She has 3 charges, and then you spend them to lock an enemy unit. You can give her more charges if that's the kind of deck that you're running, but we're not doing anything with charges here. We're just using this as a lock to deny certain cards. And this is our very kind of specific removal. You need to pick things that are going to be causing you a lot of harm, because you're not really going to be able to control your opponent completely, in this kind of game mode, especially if you're playing your own strategy. Botchling, fantastic card. Every allied turn, on turn end, damage the highest enemy unit by 1. So that would deal 1 damage and bleeding. And then if this unit is damaged but not killed, when you transform it, it heals. Or you can just transform it, and when you transform it, every allied turn on turn end, you then start boosting. So you're going to be adding vitality. So Botchling, fantastic in this game mode. Avalac is kind of to force your opponent to remove your cards. You play it on the range road, give an allied unit immunity. And if you can get that immunity onto Visigotta, he boosts a unit by 1, has 1 charge, and gains a charge whenever anyone plays a card. So if you can make this immune, you can basically just ping boosts and vitality onto your board willy-nilly. Alternatively, Anna Strenga, every allied turn on turn end, boost adjacent units by 1 if Anna Strenga is boosted. So if we can get Anna boosted using Queen Meve and then put the immunity onto her, she's going to be boosting the adjacents and giving them vitality every turn, because the boost is coming from a unit. Then we have Van de Grift, play him on the front row, and every turn you can deal 1 damage. So he's a nice little engine. And again, it's just a little bit of engine overload here for our opponents. So moving down into the bronzes, we have Mahakam Ale. Now, this boost doesn't give you vitality, but the removal of locks, I think, is quite important. I imagine in this game mode, I feel like locks are going to be something that's a little bit problematic. So if people are locking your Visigotta or your Anna, then we can unlock them, which I think is good. Couple reinforced trebuchets. We play these on the back row, and they shoot your opponent on the back row. And every time you deal 1 damage, you're also dealing 1 bleeding. Kidweni Sergeant, you play him and boost an allied unit by 1, which also gives vitality. Siege Tower after a turn, boost adjacent allies by 1, giving them vitality. Field Medic, boost adjacent units by 2, giving them vitality. And Poor Fucking Infantry, boost self by 4, and because it's a self boost, he then also gains 4 vitality. So you can see that this is a pretty vital deck in terms of the way that it's played. But without further ado, I'm now going to jump into a seasonal game, and I'll showcase this deck in action for you guys. And if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button.
We will never bow to the invader!
Okay, so here we are against Philavandrel. Philavandrel boosts the units in his hand, giving them a bit more survivability. In terms of our hand, we don't have Portal or anything, but we do have Visigoths and Avalak, which can win us around. Erden, I think, is pretty good. Field Medic, Poor Infantry. I'm going to throw the Field Medic, I think. Geralt of Rivia, holding on to the Unlock. And maybe throw the Caedwenny as well. Oh, Tridam we definitely don't want. We got double unlocks. Okay, that's not awful. Probably a little bit excessive, but we'll see kind of how this goes. And we could go in kind of with the... We could kind of go in with the Avalak here. And just try and force our opponent to deal with that. We could play the Poor Infantry to get the boosts going. I don't hate the Avalak as an opening play. And just look to force the opponent out of this round. It's kind of going in very aggressive. But I think that's okay. With that said, we could also play the Vandergrift. And we could use that with the immunity. And then try and save Visigoths for later. When we can kind of keep him alive with boosts and stuff. Because Visigoths is... Oh, he's really good when you have the Tridams. And we don't have the Tridams. Which is a slight problem. So we'll have to kind of see.
Never have.
Okay. So now I think if he's not taken away their immunity,
Sometimes
we're gonna do this.
Because
this is just insane, right? He's played on the back row, so we can use the reinforced trebuchet against Milva, which is nice. And I think we're in a really good spot for this round. So that is great. Okay, so let's play this. Protect it with this. And then we'll boost it. And we'll boost this. And then we'll end our turn. Oh, I complete the contract. Look at me go. Look at me go. And then I guess we want to play Vandergrift next. And just utilizing our engines here to deny our opponent points. Because we can gain points later on in the future. Depending on how we play this. Boost off by a random amount between 4 and 11. Okay, so this is going to give us a target for Geralt, which I think is pretty good. So let's play Vandergrift here on the front row.
scheming, treacherous witch.
Give him a couple points. And end our turn. We are comfortably ahead, you know, so... especially with this bleeding going on with Milva in the back row, it's not bad. We can always Geralt also the front row. I'm not too worried about that. It maybe is worth playing a Mahakamail just to kind of use it up. You know, so that we're not investing too highly. Because, you know, at the moment we are investing in the realms, right? So perhaps we maybe just spend this to use it up, kind of thing. And then play out some boosts. I like it. I like it. We are, like I said, comfortably ahead. But we are going first, which is, you know, a little bit annoying. Just a little bit annoying. We can also play the Poor Infantry this turn. It's not a bad play. Not a bad play at all. And like I said, we've got the option of Erden. So let's put him down.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Damage this one. Then we will do that. And that. Just to counteract this bleeding a little bit. Boost this up again. Not that the bleeding is particularly problematic, you know. And we're up 12. So, the question is, do we play Geralt of Rivia this turn? Do we play Erden? And we passed. Okay, we play neither is the answer. We play neither, so let's take the pass. And then hopefully on this next round, we will find the portal. In which case we can thin our Tridams, and that's pretty good. Botch, I think it's great. Tridam, not so great. Lock, good. Mulligan that, mulligan that. Oh, we got another Tridam. I mean, we could play into this round. I actually quite like pushing round 2, especially with a hand this strong. You know, we don't have a few of our cards, but all in all, I would say that the state of the hand is actually pretty good. Let's play the Botchling for now. Botchling's just such a good card, and I think we're just going to push this. Actually, I think taking the aggressive stance in this round is a good option. We've got toll removal, we've got resets, we've got locks.
You crossed the wrong sorceress.
Hey, speaking of locks, so I think we just lock that.
Mankind is a virus, a plague.
I'm going to hold off on my Meve boost because I want to use it on the Trident Infantry, which we should play next round.
May your sword and arm be one.
Okay, so we'll play this.
Awaiting your orders.
We will transform this. We will boost this by 1. Apply the bleeding. And then this should boost him. There we go. And then Yennefer is pretty much dealt with, which is good. We can look to play Naneki next.
Fryhead!
Ooh. Or we boost him with the Mahakam Ale, which should keep him alive. He'll also hopefully get boosted by Lubberkin. Not guaranteed to get boosted by Lubberkin. Ah, there you go, Lubberkin. He's a lubber, not a fighter.
Sneaks in town. Get him here.
And that was late. That is a late Pavko. And you can see I'm still trying to deal with this one Trident Infantry. So Naneki's going on the back row, because she needs to get ranged. Meve's boosting this guy. And unfortunately not hitting Pavko, but never mind. End our turn. Oh, Lubberkin. Look at this. He's just fantastic. It's the lowest allied unit, but he's hitting the Trident for some reason. So we have a slight problem here, in that we don't have a target for Geralt. So we could pass, but we have all these boosts, which I think we do want to use. So maybe we just play Erden on the front row, because I don't really want to boost him here, right? So let's play Erden. Let me think. That's going to go up 1. Yeah, let's just play Erden on the front row.
Any last words?
It's not really what we want to target, to be honest, but considering we can do this. Go and hit the other one as well. Oh, unfortunate. I think it's still the correct line of play here. And he's got 2 more turns of Vitality, which means he's going to be dealing more damage each turn. We're currently up 19 points in round 2.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
So maybe this is where we kind of, you know, pass. The thing is, we don't have a target for the Geralt, so this is where we take a pass. There's no point playing a 3-point play. You know, we've got the Vitality and boost ticking anyway with the Lubberkin. We are up 16 points. I mean, he's got 2 in hand with Pavko, but what's his other cards, you know?
All males are your foe.
Okay, so she didn't get the death blow. And I think playing death blows in this game mode is kind of dumb, because you're not going to get your targets low enough a lot of the time. We're still up 8 points now. What's your last card?
do what I must.
It's not enough. Oh, is it enough? It's a tie! Ah, we win. Didn't even need to play Geralt. Didn't even need to play. So yeah, that is the deck. It's pretty fun with all the boosts and stuff. We didn't get to play our portal strategy though. So let's jump into another game. I'll showcase this deck in action once more for you guys. So let's get to that.
The morrow shall bring a better day.
Okay, so we are against Arrakis Queen, which probably means consume, which means Erden. Really, really good. No portal once again, but again, we're going to throw the Tridam. We don't want Tridams. Double Mahakam Ale, probably unnecessary too. And the Siege Tower is like, it's okay, but it's not the best, so usually I mulligan them. We did get a Tridam, but we can just hold on to that and not play it this round. Unfortunately, we don't have Viasagota, we don't have Anastrenga, we don't have Avalak. So a slightly tricky hand here to play. In terms of the opening play, I think we just open with Vandergrift.
Scheming,
Give him a boost.
treacherous witch.
And end our turn. You know, it's not really what we wanted to see in terms of the state of the hand, but it's not awful. We do have a lock. We have a field medic. We have a trebuchet. We have options. And he's played onto the back row, so that's fantastic. And we can actually kill both of these neckers. The issue is if I play the reinforced trebuchet, then it'll just kill it and he won't play onto the back row anymore, which is maybe a little bit foolish. But then given the state of our hand at the moment, you know, we don't really have great options. So perhaps we just play it. I don't know. I think, like, alternatively, we play the Kaedweni, right, and boost the Vandergrift. Let's do that. But, you know, now he's in Geralt range, which I think is a little bit risky. A little bit risky. But, like I said, I kind of want to wait so that I can see more value out of the trebuchet, and there's the value. So that's good. So, let's play this. Let's shoot this. Let's boost this. And I think I'm actually going to use my tactile advantage as well. Although, opening us up, like I said, to Erden a little bit. This is good, because now the consume's on the back row, which is bad for him. We could lock the consume, but it's only one. You know, if you're going to lock something, that's not really your target. We've only got a couple locks in this deck, and these are not going to be the things that we want to really lock. And also it's a good Erden target, so let's just kind of continue.
Tell me you jest.
Down this path. I'm gonna shoot the Slizzard. I don't really mind if the Necker gets bigger. He's got the whole Thrive thing going on. Well, apparently we're just gonna shoot the Necker as well. But we got our bleeds, which is good. We're up 17 points, but down a card. But like I say, we have Erden for this round, so it's not awful. We could take the lock. I don't hate taking the lock here, but like I want him to kind of consume units, so it's kind of fine. And he's not necessarily going to be destroying a unit. You know, whenever a unit is destroyed, blah, 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 blah. Is he going to be destroying units? I don't know.
What do you want of me?
Also, we can then just hit this with this. Give it bleeding. I guess he's going to be destroying his own units, right? So he's going to be consuming things, and that's going to synergize.
There is no escape.
Spawn a 1 power copy of a unit in your hand. Okay, so he's got a Sheet Roll of Vergen in his hand, but he needs to go on the melee row. Oh, you silly goose. Poor fellow. So, what do we play here? We could play the Erden. Reset this down to 4. It's like 10 points. But is it necessary? I don't think it is. Not at all. We can kill the Vran, which I do like, so let's do that. And then we have to play a card from our hand. Naneki seems a bit excessive. I'm going to play Mahakam Ale on here. Just take the 4-point boost. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't trigger Vitality, but it doesn't really matter too much. We're up 20 points, but down a card. I think this is probably where we can pass if he doesn't pass.
Become bestest friends.
Because the question here then becomes, can he catch the points in... I mean, he's getting the points percent, so maybe we do just play the Erden. And just, like, use this to get the round.
And his last words.
I think this is where we play Erden. We will also ping... I mean, we could kill the Necker. I don't hate it. Take our boost here onto Geralt. And this should have forced our opponent out of the round, I would say. Like, I think this is where you pass, friendo. I mean, maybe he's got, like, Glusty Warp, and he's going to use Glusty Warp to, like, super boost the Tree Troll. Summon his little baby Arrakis with his leader. But apparently, nah, he's like, nah. And that's good. I think we're good that we forced our opponent out of the round here. So now, the question is, do we bleed? And I think against Consume, we do bleed. Again, even though we're down a card, I don't think it's necessarily the wrong decision. I'm going to throw 1 Tridam. Avalak, and I'm going to throw 1 Siege Tower. Kidweni. This is not bad. Avalak, I think, is pretty good because we can utilize Avalak with Anna Strenga, which is kind of huge. So let's play Avalak and see if he can deal with it. We need to hold off on boosting here because we want to put the boost on Anna Strenga once we've given her immune. So instead of boosting now, I think this is the correct decision. Unfortunately, no unlock because we used it on the last turn. And this is great because this is going to be untargetable, right? So let's play this. Boost her by 1. Boost her before you give her immune so that you can target her. And here we go. Here we go. So we're against Imlerith. Imlerith isn't bad because you get the damage. If he has dominance, you know, he gets extra damage as well. But we'll just stop him from having dominance. Can play the K20 next and kind of see what our opponent gets up to. We can also lock him, Lorith. Not a bad lock target. As a play with the Margarita. You know, if you think you're going to see something worse, then don't. But in this situation, I think that's a fine target and a fine play. And this is okay. He's put this on the front row. So, you know, I'm not entirely sure why he's done that. But yes. And it's a choice that he made. So we'll see. So we're not going to see points from the siege tower because it needs to go on the melee row. And I'd rather probably play up here next to Anna in order to spread the boosts out a little bit. So I think for this round, that's maybe okay. So he's going to consume that like 4 times. This is where we have the option to pass. We're gaining 4 points per turn, which is nice. Do we think we can kind of outpoint him is the thing. I think what we'll do is we'll maybe just play this. If I can stay ahead of him here, in terms of like the vitality boosts and stuff, I think this is the correct play. And because we have Anna as the engine, even if he consumes the Debt Laugh 3 times, it should be okay. Okay, and there's the consume. But he can't consume it. He can't consume it that many times. And he's putting all of his vitality onto one target here, which you don't really want to be doing. So he'll gain 5 points next turn. You know, we'd have to play this if we're going to bleed him completely here, but I think we play this.
Stand and fight.
Spread out our boosts a little bit. I actually should have put that boost there on Avalak, not on Siege Tower, because Siege Tower is getting boosted by Anna every turn anyway, so it's a little bit of a waste. A little bit of a waste. We are still ahead though, which is good. He can consume the Debt Laugh, and that's not going to really impact us too much. And I think we pass here because we opted not to play Naneki into Saver for the future, which I think was correct. I still think that was, you know, the right play. We're getting 4 points per turn, so he's going to be a little bit hard pushed to catch us here. So we'll take the pass, and then we're going to draw into, you know, fairly powerful cards. So that's good. We've bled the Consume player, which I also think is good. 2 random gold cards from your deck, play 1, place the other on the top. So Kayran, that'll, you know, he'll eat the vampire and take the round, right? He's also put something on the top of his deck which we maybe want to be worried about. But then we can draw into good cards. Hopefully, like I said, we draw into the portal. Alternatively, Botchling's good, Yesugata is good, Geralt is good. Better in a longer round, but we got Anna ticking this round for free. He's gonna get 2 points for the pass. No, he's more than far enough ahead here, even without using his leader. This is where Geralt is nice, because you can target one of those 15s, just take them out. You know, but we didn't draw Geralt, unfortunately. So we're just kind of letting this happen. And passing was correct here, because, you know, he's clearly far enough ahead with his whole consume strategy. But he needs to win this last round, and we have last say. Hey, we got our portal at last. So we need to be a little bit cautious with mulliganing that we don't pull a Tridam. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I don't want to take an extra mulligan to try and find one of these 3 and then lose value in the portal. So this is what I think we do. And I think the sequencing, depending if he plays on the back row, we play Trebuchet first. Otherwise we play the portal first. No, we played on the back row. Well, there we go. And we're going to hold our boost, right? Because we'll get 2 boosts this round, whether we play it now or later. So we'll hold the boost for one of the Tridams, which I think is a good play. Actually, you know, the Barbagosi is going to consume things, so maybe we didn't want to be shooting it to guarantee the Geralt target. But actually, he's guaranteed it for us anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so let's play this. Here come the Tridams. Boost one of these. Ping something. And that was a good target because, you know, it's worth more than 1 point. Taking out an Arrakis, though, still good because things like Lusty Warp are a card that we don't want to be dealing with. So let's plonk Naneki down in the back row. Ready to boost our Tridams. and then we'll Geralt the Barbagazi, and I think we're going to win. So I imagine... Oh, look at that. That's fine. He's like, I've got 28. There's no way she can beat me. So we're going to kill this first. Step 1 is kill this, right? Because we don't want to be pinging that. So, you're dead. Just take our points. Boost this, and now we won. We've actually already won, but, you know. Let's go out in style. Didn't want to see me play it out. Maybe you should have just passed, but, you know, there's quests where getting vitality and boosting things is a thing, so I'm just trying to finish my quests, really, and, yeah, so that is the deck. That is the deck. You can definitely push round 2 with this deck. If you're going second, it's better, because you can try and win round 1 on even, and then take it from there. But, oh, I got a reward. Look at that. With that said, I do think the deck is pretty good. You could look to put things like Avalak in if you wanted to try and guarantee the portal, but I personally don't think it's necessary. You know, we didn't see portal in that first game and it was fine. Another card you could choose to add in is Knighthood. Knighthood boosts units by 6, but it's a special card, right? So it's not going to give you the vitality, but this is quite nice. You play portal, you get your 2 Tridams, then you play Knighthood. All the boosts go on the Tridams because they're both on the row and there's nothing else. They then shoot everything, and you know, it's pretty nice play in terms of tempo, but I don't think it's necessary, and I kind of like where the deck is at now. The siege towers are a little bit awkward, but they're kind of fodder, and the thing is, you want to be able to pull the Tridams with the portals, so they're the only 4 provision cards I put in. But yeah, that's the deck. So if you enjoyed the video, maybe hit that like button. Let me know how you guys are getting on in seasonal mode. Are you playing Northern Realms? Are you playing Skellige? Are you playing something else? I think Northern Realms and Skellige are probably the best 2 for it. Beyond that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day. If you enjoyed, maybe you can subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at Jaggerous, twitch.tv/Jaggerous. Also, try and be good. If you can't be good, don't be bad. I'll catch you next time. Bye!